Hey, I'm live. Hey, it's Amara Wiley, your spiritual tour guide, here to answer some questions about the Ancient Healing Way Shaman School. So I've done this one other time, gone live on YouTube. So I think it's working, and you're welcome to tell me if it is not. I'm just going to kind of talk for a little bit because I think I'm a few minutes early. Um, so I'm super excited about this school, and it's been such a wonderful blessing to put it together, and been getting a lot of excitement about it from the people who have signed up already. It's really kind of a culmination of a lot of things I've done over a long period of time. So I've been practicing shamanism for close to 30 years. Yes, I'm that old. And I kind of got into the being interested in shamanism when I guess I was 24, maybe, something like that. I had lost my mother the previous year. I felt like I had lost a piece of myself, and I really was depressed and sad, and I was grieving, and I couldn't really function that well. And a friend of mine took me to her friend, or to a woman that she had been to, who was a shamanic healer, and the, and paid for me to get a soul retrieval. So I went to, her name was Linda Howe. I went to Linda Howe and got a soul retrieval, and it was the most amazing thing. Like, I just couldn't quite believe how much she could know. This was really before the internet was popular and around, and so she knew stuff that um, I don't think she could have known. I didn't tell her. And she saw things that had happened. She found 5 lost soul pieces, and in shamanism, you say that you have lost pieces of your soul, but it's similar to disassociation in psychological terms. So she found these soul parts, and she blew them back into my body through my head and my heart. And I really felt different. And she also found my power animal. And if she had picked any other animal than the one she told me, I would have been like, yeah, right. But this was an animal that I had been kind of obsessed with over a long period of time. Um, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's my animal for sure. I get it. So I wanted to know more. I wanted to know, how did she do it? What is that all about? And I started taking classes and reading and finding out. And then I stumbled across a 6-month shamanism and massage therapy class. I really wasn't that interested in becoming a massage therapist, but they were together at the Center for Transpersonal Body-Mind Studies in Metuchen, New Jersey, which no longer exists. So I studied there, and got got certified in massage therapy, which I did use some in my life, and I learned a lot about shamanism, and that was awesome. I loved doing that. It was an in-person class. I went to Metuchen, I think, twice a week between the massage and the shamanic studies, and I practiced with other people in the class, and I loved it. So then I also did some study on my own. I took a Celtic shamanism course at the Omega Institute, and did a lot of reading and experimenting. And I've run various shamanic journey study groups over the last 30 years, sometimes in my basement when I lived in Kenilworth, and then currently at Trinity's Magical Intentions in Toms River. I've been doing that. So, but I have also taught longer groups, longer sessions. So I did back a long time ago. I don't know, probably 15, 18 years ago. My son was little when that was. I taught a 6-month shamanism class 1 day a month in my home, and it was all day. It was like 10 to 5 or something like that. And we just, did shamanism all day. And that was good, but it was a little exhausting, I think, both for me and for the people participating. And it was before we had Zoom as a way of doing things. So when I decided, I don't know, a few 4 months ago, that I really wanted to try doing that again, offering a shaman training program, because I really feel like my calling in the world is as a teacher, and it's so important to me to pass along the knowledge that I've gained over time to the next generation of healers um, and doers, um, practitioners. So here I am with this. So what I decided to do was I'm going to be doing some in-person all day, like mini retreats, and a retreat in Cape May in October, Cape May, New Jersey. But so that'll be like a 3-day healing retreat. But this particular thing that starts tomorrow is 24 weeks of lessons and practice. So the lessons are on your own, and then the practice is in group setting on Zoom. What I've learned over the last 4 years doing programming, I started doing programming on Zoom I don't know, 4 or 5 months before the pandemic. So I've gotten pretty accustomed to it, and I understand how to get the energy to work. And I've also done some healings long distance, because it's totally possible energy is energy, right? It doesn't matter if you don't have to see a body in order to work with energy. It's not like going to the doctor where you have to be there. And I guess you don't even, now that there's telehealth visits, but shamans don't work with the body. Shamans work with spirit. Spirit is everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. So it works perfectly fine in long distance settings. And we're going to have lessons every week, and then get together twice a month to talk about the lessons, share ideas, and do the practice, because there's a lot of techniques that I have to share, and I really want to help people understand and do and practice, because I think spirituality is a muscle, and when we exercise it, it grows and expands, and we're really able to be stronger, to be more powerful. And I also believe that everybody has psychic senses, psychic powers. Uh, I think so just like we have 5 senses, we have, what they call the 6th sense, which is really, I think, more than one sense. It's similar to, I think there's psychic hearing, psychic seeing, psychic feeling, psychic knowing, psychic smelling, psychic taste. There's a whole bunch of them. And we can use all of those to get information from the spirit world, from Akasha, from the etheric plane, and we can use it for healing. And I think there's a lot of healing needed right now in the world. And so I'm excited about being able to share all the cross-cultural shamanic techniques I've learned over time with people, and also to, I think this is the time when healers are needed, not just one-on-one, which of course there are a lot of people who are not in ease, who are so dis-ease, D-I-S dash ease instead of disease. They're in a place of needing healing, needing wholeness, needing holiness, which is really how I look at healing. It's reconnecting. It's being in a place of love, being in a place of connection, being in a place where there is no separation from spirit and you. And that is not where most people are. Some people are, but not most people. And so I think that the people who would want to sign up for this Ancient Healing Way Shaman School would want to be working both, to heal their community, which could be the people they work with at, they're at Starbucks or at their corporate job, or their family, or they might be in practice for themselves and have healing clients. And those are all valid. I think that our community is where we are, whatever that is. If I work out of my house in a job, that's my community. If I work, if I have a family, that's my community. And these are the things that make us. This is how we've landed, right? This is our body, our people, our bodies have decided to incarnate in this particular place with these particular people in this particular situation that we've chosen. And so, that's where we are. That's how we communicate. And that's the tribe that we're healing. So we can, um, wherever we're standing right now is where we're moving from. But I think there's also really an opportunity to heal the planet, to heal the world, because we're a global community. And if nothing, the last few years has proved that, as people got COVID all over the place because we move around, right? We're individual bodies moving around, and so. When we connect with each other in that kind of way, it becomes very clear that we are a global community, that the things that I do affect people across the world, whether or not I want them to. And that's true of everybody. So when we're in this place of healing the community we're in, but we're also in this place of healing the world. And so part of the school will be talking about finding that healing and peace and balance within ourselves and within our tribe, and giving, radiating healing and health to our tribe. And it will also be about how we make lasting change on the planet, because we're at a place of transformation, right? That's what my YouTube channel is all about. It's about the Great Awakening, the place of transformation. We're changing, ages. We're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and that's probably like a 200-year process. So we're not going to see all of it, but we have opportunity right now as healers, magicians, um, you know, the carriers of love, the to minister to, the planet, to help the planet move through the changes that are happening, because the planet's changing. And I think the planet always changes. It's just very, very slow, and so we don't always notice. I know my stepson came home with this idea that the poles are going to reverse at some specific date on the planet. And this is a conspiracy theory that's been going on since 2012, I think, was the first time that somebody came up with this idea. So the poles do change on the planet. They just change really, really slowly, like over 300 or 400,000 years. So it's not going to just flip, but the pole moves, 40 miles a year or something like that. So the planet is always changing. The atmosphere changes, the poles change, the planet shifts. And we act like the changes happening now are deadly, scary. And so there's certainly things happening around the world that are sad, and natural disasters. I just read about a glacier melting and destroying a town near Juneau because there was some kind of pent up water that the glacier was blocking, and as it melted, the water came rushing into the town. So things like that happen. The hurricane in Florida, they happen, and they are happening. They seem to be more frequent, and that is probably a sign that the planet is changing, and that while we are terrified of change, and I don't know if humans will be shaken off the planet like the fleas that we are, or if we will be part of that change. I certainly hope that we will. We, as healers, can help midwife, can help birth this new way and make it less painful. Um, so just like we can heal, you know, the miraculous healing when you cut your finger of your skin gluing itself back together so that you can't necessarily even see where it happened. We have the power to do that with the earth, and we have the power to make change. I know when I was a teenager, Mount St. Helens erupted, and that was pretty amazing because the ash from Mount St. Helens formed a protective layer for a period of time that protected the ozone hole. So the planet also is able to self correct. Whether we're at a place where that's too much or not possible, I don't know. But I believe that anytime you can think of something, it is possible. And that there are new technologies that are going to emerge over the next 30, 40 years that will mitigate change. So, and like I said, I think we can be part of this as a positive change rather than as a, oh my God, the world is ending kind of change. The reality is that we are part of the apocalypse right now. It's just a long apocalypse of change and rebirth, and not necessarily the end of the world. Though, as long as we think that that is possible, that is also possible. Um, I think the trick is, or the practice is, to stay in a place where you're feeling positive and as much as you can, and seeing the planet and the people emerging in a good way. Because we have nothing to lose by that creative visualization, right? We have nothing to lose by believing the planet is going to heal, that the people are going to heal, that we are going to be a peaceful society, that, it doesn't matter if we're wrong. We can hold that optimistic view um, in the face of all the sadness and fear and anger that is around us, because love is contagious. And the more we have that positive feeling, the more others around us will too. And the more healing becomes possible, the more the miracles become possible. And that's really what this school is about. It's about learning how to live in the land of miracles, um, to watch magic unfold around us and to be part of it. Because I believe that everything is electricity, is energy. And so the energy that we have available to us is the same as what everybody else has, but it's the same as us. We are energy. We are electric impulses, neutrons, protons, electrons spinning around inside our bodies. We are energy, and everything else we see is energy. It just seems to have been taken on this frozen form of our bodies and stuff in the material world. But there is a truth greater than that truth. I like to think of it as our bodies are in us rather than that we are in our bodies. We are bigger, we have more power than what, you know, you know, small little me as a human being. I came in a tiny package. I have more power than someone my size ought to have. It's not that I can pick up, a car, though I could under certain circumstances. People have been known to pick up cars when their kids are trapped under, their baby is trapped under their car. They find this amazing strength. We have that in us, that potential in us, and it can be developed. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, is to learn with me how to develop your psychic senses, your inner power, your spiritual wisdom. So I hope you will join me in Shaman School, which starts tomorrow, Tuesday, September 5th. And I'm super excited. The people who have signed up are awesome and have already started asking questions and watched the welcome video. And we have our first group check-in tomorrow night. So I love you. I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you soon.